Hello everyone and welcome to another casual review. Today I'm talking about Inside. Now we previously talked about the game Limbo, and this was created by the company Play Dead. They also made a game called Inside in 2016, which I had not played before. There are a ton of similarities between the two. Just at its core, it's a 2D game that you can move left or right, and then you can drag or pull objects and then interact with levers, that kind of thing. But as far as the controls go, it is very simplistic, just like how Limbo is. However, rather than the black and white stylized kind of look in Limbo, in Inside, they tend to go for a more 3D look. And I feel like there is something to be gained and something to be lost with this different art direction. For one, you can kind of tell more of a story when you do have all these 3D assets. Not a ton is hidden in the blackness. You can show a lot more this way. I do feel like stylized, you do kind of lose something, and a lot of it isn't up to your own interpretation like how Limbo is. Inside is just like, hey, this is the story. You just kind of we'll tell it to you. There is still no words or dialogue, just like in Limbo, but because it can show you a lot more within those 3D assets, a lot less is up to interpretation. Now, the story itself, I'm not going to spoil all of it, but it's basically it's like this apocalyptic world where these scientists, they are rounding up humans and then they are performing experiments on them. And while they are rounding up humans in your city or whatever, you're somehow able to escape. And I guess it doesn't tell you exactly what your character's motives are, but you can just kind of assume that you're trying to free as many people as possible. Or maybe you're just trying to get out and live on your own freely. It seems like there's a lot less puzzles than in Limbo. It's more of a walking simulator in that way. There are still a lot of puzzles to be done here. It's not straight just you're just walking and having the story happen to you. There is still a lot of interaction and a lot of difficult puzzles to figure out. I wouldn't say exactly difficult, but some that definitely stumped me, but you can take that for what you will. Maybe I'm just not that smart. But a lot less than Limbo. There's a lot more just walking. I actually died from a lot of falls here, where I accidentally jumped off the ledge. It seemed like it happened a lot more than it did in Limbo. Maybe it's just I was just having a brain fart that day, and I just couldn't figure out how to climb down a ladder rather than jump off. I thought it was the deaths themselves are also even more gruesome than in Limbo, because in Limbo they're still pretty gruesome, but it's all silhouetted, so you can't really tell what's going on. In this one, your character dies from some gruesome deaths, being torn apart by dogs, or being having objects fall on top of you. It can get pretty gruesome, and because it's a more realistic art style than in Limbo, it kind of disturbs you a little more than your deaths would in Limbo. It's not completely realistic art style. It still is more simplistic as far as the assets go, but yeah, it still hits you a little harder. Because of the 3D art design as well, I felt like you could really see into the background and the foreground, and it just felt like, man, you could have avoided a lot of these challenges if you could just move on the Z-axis. Because it forces you only to move left to the right, you just are forced to do the puzzle, but there will be staircases behind you that you could easily go if you went on the Z-axis and went down that way, but nope, it's forcing you to go left and right. There are some slower moments, and that's fitting for a game like this. It's meant to make you feel a certain way and just let you absorb the environment around you, but there was a lot of slow walking back and forth, slowly dragging a box, just some slower moments that if you have more of an action preference in your video games, you might get a little bored here. Seriously though, some of these moments are absolutely terrifying. My heart rate just increases whenever I play this game, because there are some intense moments where you just narrowly escape, and a lot of moments where I did not narrowly escape and I was torn to shreds. So it definitely felt like the stakes were high here. However, just like in Limbo, they were very generous with their checkpoints, and you can try again right before the challenge that you just died at. But speaking of terrifying and weird, I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending went in a really weird direction, like a really WTF direction. It's an ending that I'll certainly never forget in a video game. It's something that I've never seen before, and it's rather unsettling and weird, but I kind of like that they went in that direction because it just has this permanent place in my memory. I don't think I'll ever forget the ending of this game, and that's saying something because I play an average of 2 games a week, so the fact that this one really stands out in my mind, it kind of makes it worth a playthrough on its own, just to see this weird ending that would never be in any other video game, and I don't think I'm exaggerating there either. It still has some stuff up to interpretation, less so than Limbo, like I said earlier, but I definitely went on the forums right after beating this game and read all the theories. I thought it was interesting to see everyone's theories on what this game represents and what the developers had in mind when they created this game. It's a pretty interesting read, and just a playthrough. I definitely think it's worth a playthrough and worth reading all of these theories and coming up with theories of your own. I actually looked it up later because I did find a couple of these power orbs that are collectibles, and in Limbo it was eggs, and this one it's like these electronic orbs that you disconnect with a power cord. I guess there's like 14 in total. I found about 4 of these, and I guess if you do these all and you do this secret sequence of events, then you get a alternative secret ending. I actually found that this secret ending was less satisfactory than the main ending, but there's a whole bunch of theories based on this secret ending as well. So that's something that you can look out for if you're a collectible hunter. I mean, man, even just the main ending, it is rather unsettling and unsatisfactory. It's not a happy game. Don't play this game if you want to feel good. But if you are into this kind of weird, unsettling vibe type of movies and games, I would recommend it. I think I will give this game a 4 out of 5. It's a little more expensive than Limbo. I paid $5 for this on sale compared to the $2 of Limbo, but I think that they are both worth a play. I gave them both a 4 out of 5. Just if you have played through it, let me know what you think about the game and the ending, that weird ending, man. I'd kind of just want to sit down for coffee with someone and just talk this game over because I have so many like thoughts and opinions about it, but I don't want to spoil anything here, so I'll just leave it there. That's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.